What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Keys back with another stock market / futures market analysis. Today is Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. We're doing analysis for Thursday, January 15th, 2026. All right. First thing first, let me check out this economic calendar, give y'all an update what we got going on. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. If I still got it, I don't know if I deleted it off of here. Yeah, I had got rid of it. It's all right. Excuse me. Tomorrow we got at 7:30 we got Fed Manufacturing Index, initial jobless claims, and then at 7:45 we got PMI. I think that 7:45 definitely gonna move the market, and that's all the news we have for tomorrow. So from 7:30 to 7:45, and that's it. But I do think that is high impactful news, so we will be looking out for that. All right, give me 1 second to share the stream, and then we're gonna get started on these charts. Let's see. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. All right. Now here we go. Getting into these charts, and if y'all was in the stream earlier today, we stated that we was gonna try to focus on stocks, kind of a little bit more, especially towards the end of the week. I told y'all that I was gonna try to come up with a schedule by tonight. I'll let y'all know in the morning how I want to do when it comes to trading our stocks and trading our futures, okay? Because we make the stream and the title say stocks and futures, but we've been leaning a little bit more towards futures lately. But that's just because, like I said, a lot of people that I trade with, they trade futures. So I usually tend towards that. And I kind of just like trading futures a little bit more than my stocks. Because the stocks, you got to kind of just buy it and hold it. You got to kind of hold it and let it play out a little bit more than the futures. But we might, like I said, we might end up doing like Monday, Tuesdays futures for sure. Wednesdays is when we look at futures and stocks. And then I think Thursday, Friday might be mostly stocks. I'm not sure though. I got to see because if I want to swing a trade to the end of the week, I know I'm going to buy it on a Monday. So we'll figure it out. We're going to figure out a schedule. And when I get the schedule, y'all will be notified about it. Okay? Hopefully we'll get it by the end of this weekend. So starting into next week, we'll get a schedule down pat. And I want to have a schedule for videos too, like reactions and different things like that. Learning videos. I'm gonna get it all together, y'all. But all right, y'all, let's get into these charts. Let's first go to SPY. Oh my goodness, SPY ended up going back up to 690. God dang, I ain't look at it after I got off. But let me delete these so we can clear the charts up a little bit. Delete this stuff. Just keep the targets and the dailies, alright? The hourlies. We can keep the hourlies. Ain't nah, let's delete it. We'll just put it back. Alright. So with SPY coming in today, if y'all was in the analysis this morning, I said, hey, we had a red candle for the daily. Red tell us what? We're looking for some type of low. We knew we was looking for some type of low with a red candle. Either it can end up being what? A higher low. So it can end up being a higher low. or it can come down and take the previous low to make that lower low, which it did today. It ended up coming down, making a lower low. So it broke this slight uptrend right now. Just in this section, it broke this uptrend right now. So the bears are in control. Bears are in control. We still stay red. So another red candle still indicating look for lows. The bears are in control. I'm not, hold up, let me see. Give me 1 second. It's saying not enough video. Maybe I changed my settings. Give me a second, y'all. Because we've been experiencing lag lately, and I'm not sure what for. Maybe the settings. Oh, I can't touch the settings while I'm in the stream. It said it'll be all right. But we had a red candle. Red candle still telling us for a low. Not until we flip green. Now I can say this: we closed red, but we rejected at 2 daily gaps. We rejected at 2 daily gaps. So it's a chance that we can end up flipping green and going back up to a higher high. But for the bulls, honestly, we can't really go long for based off this daily. We need a green daily candle. Gotta stay bearish right now. Now, if we go on like the hourly and it switch bullish, if you thinking, hey, it's gonna be that bottom right here. If you would like, you can get in longs off the hourly, but based off the daily, no getting in longs on the daily. So we can delete this old higher low we had right here, or solidify level. Now the one that we're trying to see if we can respect is down here at 679.82. If the bears want to come down and take it, they can come down and take it. We know we're completely bearish, but like we said, right now we just got a lower low. Just made a lower low. Do we get do we keep dropping to come take this low, or will we see that potential reverse? I mean, pull back to potentially make a lower high to eventually come down here. We just don't know. Right now it's just a red candle. Red candle, we should be thinking shorts, you know. We should be thinking shorts, and it made a lower low, we should be thinking short. Now, like I said, since it failed to close below this low and failed to close inside this gap, these two gaps, it could pull back slightly, then try to retest down below. Only time I don't really see us coming to retest if we somehow gap up tomorrow, like we leave a gap up here, then that might be the only way I don't see us retesting anything. But other than that, I'm thinking we're gonna at least come back down one more time tomorrow. Okay, dropping down to that hourly. And also, let me go back to the daily. If you're looking for longs, you want to see that uptrend off of this gap, this top gap. So basically off of 689.27. Don't really want that uptrend forming off of this 687 because you're sitting between two gaps. Only way you should be potentially looking for longs is above any uptrend above 689.27. For the bears, all you just look for is just a downtrend, just following the downtrend. Market had to prove to you that, hey, it's wanting to be bullish. All right. So on the hourly, dropping down to that hourly. Let's mark out hourly gaps real quick. Right now, the hourly, looking at the hourly though, we made an uptrend towards the end of the day. So we're currently in an uptrend. Now we did get green candle with a red candle. So we didn't go straight back up to make another higher high. It could be trying to potentially reverse to come down to make them lower lows. But right now, this slight section right here is an uptrend. Okay. So on the hourly, the last solidified low we got is right here. Okay, at 691.92. Now, will the market respect it or will it drop? Is the question. Let's see, we got hourly gap. Yeah, we got a huge hourly gap here, which I don't really want to mark that big gap. I'll mark this gap. I don't really want to mark that big gap. Okay, so we got at least one, two. We do got two gaps technically to protect it, but I'm just not marking that big one. I might put a line there, but I'm not gonna mark it out. Put a line there. All right. So currently, it look like we respecting that hourly gap right now. The bottom of that hourly gap right now, we got low, high. Now it's gonna make a lower low, make that downtrend to continue going lower. Is the question. We got this hourly gap down here that we respected to go back higher. So this the hourly gap that we respected to go back higher. Keep us from that kept us from breaking below 685. But like we said, last solidified level 4. Let's change this color too, so we won't get confused. Last solidified level for the hourly is 691. We want to see market. If you're trying to be bearish, you want to see market rejection off this hourly gap here or this hourly gap here. You don't want it to cross 691.92 if you want to be bearish. Okay. After that, the next lower high, I mean, is at 694. Then you got another one at 695, and then after that, it should be going back to them all-time highs. Okay. So those are all our lower highs. Those are key spots that the hourly don't want its market to break if it want to stay bearish. Okay. I ain't gonna mark that yet until we break. Bulls on the other hand, y'all, like I said, y'all want to look for longs potentially at this 689 level. See an uptrend forming off of it. You'll take it up to this hourly gap again. You know, see if we can break through. We can break through the hourly gap, taking it up to the next hourly gap right here at 691.51. We can break inside there. More likely we break this lower high. Should be pushing up, starting to build base to try to see if we can attempt to take 694. Okay. So really not too hard for a setup to find a setup. Turn this magnet off. Then bears. I'm gonna take it back down to that daily. See if we can get inside it. Okay. Well, you know what? Actually, we just put our long and short position tools. I ain't got to draw that. Because y'all know what we looking for the entry. Y'all know we're looking for that 1, 2, 3. Get in on 3. So I'm just going to put long and short positioning tools. So long, I would say you want the longs basically probably like right here. Because you want that uptrend off of this gap. Then you're looking up. Then you're looking for first here. So basically a 1-to-1. But then next is here. This is that main one you want to see it try to break. Okay. Then for the shorts, literally just the opposite. Kind of, we say there. Really, we'll say if this the worst case scenario, if we get all the way up to this gap, that's where we want to go in at, aiming for back to that daily gap down there. So it's literally just the opposite. Okay. Going over to QQQ, should pretty much be the same setup. Let's go look at that daily. QQQ. Let's remove this. QQQ daily. Like we said, we broke a higher low, so we can remove that. Next higher low to try to see if we gonna break or respect is 610.15. We didn't touch this daily gap here. End up closing in this one. So I do, like I said, I'm thinking we might come retest to go higher unless we gap up. That's the only way I don't really see us retesting to go higher. We gap up. Red candle still telling us look for a low. It did fail to close below previous low, but it's still red, so it's still a chance that we can come down. Of course, on the daily level that we're keying in on first is right here, 629.47. That's a high right there. That's potentially our high that, if we switch to downtrend, that's potentially the high that's going to initiate the downtrend. And I didn't mark that out on spot. Let me go back. Well, we ain't had to mark it. It's up here. No, didn't even have to mark it. We already got it marked. I don't know why I ain't have it marked already on QQQ. But 629.47 is that base for the potential downtrend. That's what I'm saying. So if we ended up coming down and then coming right back and breaking it, then we know it's switching back bullish. Okay, because that was supposed to be the base for that downtrend. All right. So I do need to set an alert if we cross it. Crossing up. Okay. For the Bears, honestly, because we do got a gap inside a gap. Mark that out. For the Bears, really looking for them shorts underneath 620.81. You want that downtrend form underneath there. Take it back down to 617, possibly down to 614 if we can break 617. Bulls, on the other hand, either get in, look for the longs at 617, taking it back up to 620, or are you looking for us to break above 623 to take it up to 626? Okay. Dropping down to that hourly. Like we said, bulls, you'll be looking for an uptrend coming off of the 617 to take it up to 620. So let's put that drawing tool. You'll be looking for an uptrend, so probably like right here. Stop loss underneath to take it up to here. Bears on the other side, look for the opposite. Okay, you want it to reject once it get up there. You want it to reject once it get up here. Take the shorts back down to 617, possibly down to 614. Okay, we do got these hourly gaps, so let's mark a couple of these out. We got there. And QQQ gonna have way more gaps, but we ain't gonna mark all of them. QQQ and NQ always got more gaps than SPY and ES has all the time. I marked this one at the top, then that's it. Okay, I don't think this one gonna be relevant unless we just shoot it straight up hard. Yeah, I don't really think this one relevant because if we do come inside here, I do expect us to go to the other side. If we start building inside here, I do expect us to go into 623. So this one, I'm not. Yeah, I delete that one. I don't really need that one. Okay, I think these are two key hourly gaps right here, and then possibly one that's like a little lower. Now let's go to M&Q. Check out M&Q chart. Looking at M&Q. Let's remove these. I ain't got a lot of stuff to delete. So it took this low So we can delete that. Delete that low. Alright, so next low that we're trying to see that potentially get respected is 25,265. Like we said, same thing with QQQ SPY. We made a lower low. It's just the first leg. Now, it don't got no green, so it can still keep dropping, y'all. It still can keep dropping till we get a green daily candle. Then we know, okay, well, we made our first low. Let's see if we're gonna make this, where this next high gonna go. Is it gonna go all the way up, or is it gonna come down? I mean, stop and then let us come back down to make a lower low. But right now it's red, so it can keep dropping. It can keep dropping. Come take that out if you want. Going to, well, basically looking at the daily, what we want to see. Looking at the daily, like we said, we got multiple gaps in here. Bears, I'm gonna say bears. We want to see market either below 25,601, making a downtrend underneath to take it down to 25,543, or if market comes up to, hold up, if market comes up to 25,708, we want to see a downtrend forming there to take it down to 25,629. Okay. For the bulls, on the other hand, bulls pretty much want to see market above 25,629. Take it up to that 25,708 level. Or if we can break above 738, look for it to take it up to 25,794. Okay. And then also bears anything underneath here, you're looking for it to come down to the next daily cap. Drop down to that hourly. Right now we sitting in the middle of a gap. This is nothing that you want to trade. Sitting inside this tiny gap, we don't want it either at all. We want it on either on one side or the other. But like I said, for longs, either here, up to here. Okay. Like I said, that's that. Getting in at 25,629, taking it up to, well, basically if it make an uptrend above, so we actually gotta bring it up. Probably be like right here. So once it make an uptrend above that 629 level, looking to take it up to 708. Then for the bears, short, pretty much you either want it underneath here to take it down to the bottom of the gap, or you want that entry to be once it gets up here to 708, taking it back down to 629 first, and then possibly to that 543 level. Okay. But sitting in here, we don't want to mess with it at all. Sitting in here, I don't think we're gonna stay in here just because we got PMI and stuff coming out in the morning. And honestly, with PMI and everything, we might shoot far one direction or the other. So we might not even get none of these trades here tomorrow. All right, jumping over to MYM. Going on that daily. Excuse me, y'all. Going to that daily. MYM still held up its higher low. Even with everybody else dropping, MYM still held its higher low up. It did bounce off of this daily gap. This is where you're supposed to get your potential long entry to see if it respects this 49,002 level. So drop down to that hourly. Well, basically, let me go back to the daily real quick. Bulls, you wanted that long off of this 4,097 level. You want to take to the longs. Honestly, if it's flip green, you're really looking for it to go all the way to the top because we don't got no other daily gaps in the way. So you honestly look for it to go all the way back up to all-time highs. Or if you get in on the hourly, it'd be hourly gaps. For the bears, on the other hand, honestly, bears, you either just want to get in off of downtrends or like downtrends on lower time frame, or you gotta wait till it breaks that 49,002 level before you can fully be back in them shorts. But it did close red, so I'm saying bears technically in control, but this uptrend is still intact for NYM versus SPY, QQQ, NQ, MES. Their uptrend got broken. NYM uptrend is still intact on a daily, so and it's bouncing off a daily gap, so I can say the bears in control now just because it was a red candle, but really need that lower low on the daily. All right, dropping down to the hourly. Like I said, you'll be looking for an uptrend off of this 449.97 level, taking it up to the hourly gap. So we did have a big hourly gap here at 49.260. Just didn't mark it because it was too huge. I will mark the line now though, since that's kind of where we sitting at. So I'm gonna mark it, change it to 1 hour gap top. All right. So for the bulls now, if the market do come down here, you look for that entry back. Like we said, an uptrend off of here to go higher. If the market stays up here, possibly you can look for that entry at 49,259. Just look for, let me remove this. Just look for an uptrend off of here to eventually break. First, you got to see it come up to this 49,326 level, but then eventually your ultimate target is looking for that 386 level to get taken out. For the bears, on the other hand, you want the market to stay below this hourly gap. So you want a downtrend forming. And then you'll be looking to take it down to this hourly gap first at 260, and then if we can close inside 260, then next target is all the way down here at this daily gap at 49,097. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And then if it push up higher, you do the same thing for these other hourly gaps. You'll be looking for this here, or you're looking for this here if you want to go long. Okay. On the hourly though, the last solidified low, and I don't know if I did that for M and Q. I'm gonna have to go back, but the last solidified low right here on the hourly is 49,400. So we need to know if the market pushes back above there, because that'll break that downtrend. Okay. Let me go back to M and Q, see if I marked that hourly last solidified level. No, we didn't. It's right here at 25,807. 25,807. So I need to put alert crossing up on it. There's the white. Alright. Now let's go to gold. We almost done, y'all. We're almost done. Going to gold. Daily. Gold daily. Gold ended up making another high today. Failed to close above the high and ended up dropping extremely hard. I see. But we get to mark out new levels now. So let's delete this. Get to mark out some new levels. I think that's it. That's all we're gonna delete for now. Alright, so we got new target high at 4,651. 0.6. Target high. Got solidified level here at 4,576.6. So we need our what? Trade need to be sitting inside here. Upside trade should be sitting inside here. Okay. Don't got no daily gaps. Do not have any daily gaps. So if it wants to say, uptrend, this kind of has to flip back green. Has to flip back green. Bears, on the other hand, they wanted to come take this low. Definitely wanted to take this low. So we're gonna set alert, crossing down. Okay. So dropping down to the hourly, let's see if we can get potential long entry on the hourly. Looking at the hourly, do we got any gaps to mark out? We got gaps above, I see. I'm talking about below. We ain't got no gaps below. It's probably finna break. I don't see any. Don't see any gaps below, man. It might finna break that. Take that low out. Mark out the ones we see though. See this up here. I don't know if I want to mark that though. I'll mark it because it got a little space between the other gap. Then we got this little one here. Now I ain't marking all them little. Come on now, man. We ain't doing all that. See this big one here. Don't like all these dang gaps sitting here. That made me don't want to mess with gold when it get up here. I need it to be either above this 4640, or it need to stay below 4604. I don't really want it inside these two. I mean, unless I'm getting it in, like getting it loans like right at the bottom of here to take it back up. That's it. But other than that, I don't really like gold. So those are the only entries I'll say. Those are the only entries I'll be interested in getting in if I get in gold. Long, like right at the bottom of this gap to the top of the gap. Same thing for the shorts. We at the top of the gap. We make a downtrend. So let me make some room for a downtrend. Make a downtrend. Take it back to the bottom. And then same thing up here. Take a downtrend. Take it to the bottom of the gap. And that's the thing. I'm only looking for it to clear go to the bottom of these gaps. I'm not like, even if I take a loan here, I'm not expecting it to go all the way up there. Well, I'm not trying to take it all the way up there. I ain't gonna say I ain't expecting it. Cause it's just too risky with that gap in the middle like that. Alright, so these are the only gold trades I'm really looking for. Or like I said, or if it breaks above or below here, it'd be the same thing. So if it breaks below here, then I'm looking for that. If it breaks above here, then I'm looking for that. So let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. That. And then this will go. Really ain't no gap below it, is it? Yeah, ain't no gap below it, so this target will be all the way down here because we ain't got no gaps below. So if we make that downtrend underneath here, make a downtrend underneath here. Literally, I'm expecting it to go down to these lows at 4,577. Because like I said, we really don't got no gaps on that hourly. Now 5-minute and stuff, we probably got gaps, but if that hourly make a downtrend underneath there, I'm expecting it to go down to the bottom. We got a break, look like potentially, and then a retest. It get another red. Especially make that lower low. But this wick so low, by the time make that lower low, your entry up. By the time make that lower low, that wick so down, so dang far down that your trade will be this instead. It'll be break, retest. Your entry will be all the way down here, so your trade will be looking more like something like this, like that. Cause that wick so dang low, so by the time it make that lower low, it's already dang near at target. But that's pretty much it for the futures. Now let's go look at CrowdStrike. Cause Walmart is gone, real. We ain't finna mess with Walmart. It's at 120. That mug running. Can't mess with it. It's running. Unless you just swing trade holding. Can't mess with it. Now, CrowdStrike on the other hand, you know what? I decided I'm gonna remove this daily gap for now. I mean this monthly gap. I believe it's that monthly gap. It's that monthly gap. I'm thinking I'm gonna remove it right now just because it's kind of distracting me, I guess you could say. It's kind of distracting me, man. It's kind of distracting me. Maybe it's like the extra color. I don't know. Because I know what I'm looking for when I get to this daily gap. Like all I'm looking for is when it get to the top, if it switch to a downtrend, take it back to the bottom, get to the bottom, make an uptrend, taking it back to the top. So I know what I'm looking for, but I don't know. It's like this gray looking inside coloring throwing me off, man. It's like distracting me for some reason. Like look at this. Like you see how like I can't even see some of these lines. It's like throwing me off. Maybe we just make the inside clear. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, I think that's what I might do. So make the inside completely clear. So now we just got the two yellow lines that we know. Okay, that might help a little bit. All right. Looking at CrowdStrike though, going to that daily. Looking at the daily, we got downtrend, of course. Downtrend, of course. Let's mark that out with red. I don't even know why we don't got it red. This was the last lower high we had at 489.21. That's the last lower high we had. What's this for? I think that was just for a target to make a higher high. Yeah, that's just to let us know we make a higher high. Let's actually change this to white. And let's just type the word high. Okay. Then this is the low to make the lower low. Oh, that's why I had that green line right there, I think. To let me know when to make that lower low. So let's put a white line there too. Low alert. Alright. So right now, like I said, last solidified level was all the way up here. Let me remove this too. Last solidified level is 489. The next solidified level is right here at 491. Looking in between that last solidified low for the downside. Do we got daily gaps to protect it? Yes, we do. Got this one here. It might be some more though. Let's see. Yeah, Coffin said it gotta be some more because that one big green one that came, something had protected it, which was this gap probably right here. What the word? We don't want a yellow. Red with the inside a little gray. Okay. So we got the break. Supposed to been a retest. Oh no, break. Retest failed. Okay, so we then got a new break. Another green. That did make a lower low. I think, hold up now, it might be dropping, y'all. Might be dropping. Might be seeing this drop. Cause look, just got break, right? I'm not counting that green because that green failed the retest. Got the break, right? Then we made the low. Well, a high. Then we just made what? Lower low. We did fail to close below. So there's a chance we can gap up and come break this. But we might be coming down tomorrow, y'all. Or coming down sometime this week. Because we just made a lower low. Just made a lower low. Hold up. Let me mark this high right here. 477. We watching that. That's a lower high for us. So we're gonna set alert. Let's put lower high. Okay. So I kind of want to see that re-respected. Potential this new lower high we just made. So if I need that to be respected, do we got some daily gap? Yes, we got daily gap here. Got, of course, this daily gap. So we probably finna drop. Hold up. Going to the. So pretty much looking at this though for the shorts. Honestly, we got the red counter telling us it's looking for a low. Next target is this low at 449. Really want, it depends on where we open up tomorrow. We open up basically where this counter was at. Want that retest of this top of this daily gap at 61. Want to make sure a downtrend is staying. We're gonna take it down to 53, possibly down to go on here and take out this 49 level. Okay. For if we open up above or start moving above, we're looking for that drop at that 466 level, 466.49 level. Want to see that downtrend? We'll take it down to 462. See if we can keep that downtrend going inside there. Take it all the way down. For the bulls, though, on the other hand, for the bulls, either you want us to push above 462 and take it up to 466, or once we get above 468, you'll be looking for potentially to come take this 475 level. Okay. But I like the shorts for right now. Really, bulls, I'm not really too caring about the longs as of right now, I guess you can say. Not too worried about the long until we actually break that 477. Then I'm like, okay, they just straight getting it. Or when we get up here to this 468, then I'm kind of like, oh snap, the Bulls taking control, you know. But right now, I'm more leaning to the Bears. I'm just waiting on the downtrend to form. Right now, we got high, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. We trying to wait for some downtrend to form. Okay. Looking at that hourly, I really don't want to mark out no hourly gaps on. Yeah, I ain't marking out the hourly gaps on CrowdStrike. It's gonna be too many of them. Unless it's like right next to me, I'll mark it. Like this one, I'll mark this one because it's right next to me. I'll mark this one out. Hourly gap. Yeah, we just want to see a downtrend start forming. So I like CrowdStrike though. It looks pretty decent. It got some potential to drop pretty nice. Yeah, I'm looking for them shorts on CrowdStrike. That's what I'm looking for tomorrow. Like I said, the only way I'm looking for the loans once you push above 468, then I possibly look for the loan. But other than that, I think I want some shorts. Okay. Let's look at Nvidia daily. And then Nvidia made that lower low, broke that previous structure solidified level. So we got downtrend clears that. I think we said this last night. I think last night we was like, yeah, Nvidia coming down to that 82. I think we said 82 because we said it should come take this low today. Because we was like, it's in a downtrend already. And we was like, all it need is a red candle. And it should come down here. And that's literally what it did. It turned red and came down there. So, and I seen that earlier today when I was looking at the charts on the stream. I was like, yeah, Nvidia came and did what we said it was going to do. But we didn't get into them shorts. We got in shorts on SPY. But looking at it, it's clear as day downtrend. It did fail to close below the low, so we might see some type of pullback and then try to retest lows. For the bulls, you really can't take nothing unless we get above 183. Bears, on the other hand, you kind of either can get in when a downtrend form at that 183.45 level, or when we break below 183.14, taking it down to 182. Seeing if we can close inside. I don't know if I really care for Nvidia. I mean, $1 to $2 move is good enough for Nvidia, but I don't know if I like big range. Like for my psychology, I like to see my potential target like $2-3 versus $1.50, $1.50 move or something. Now Tesla, I don't even lie, I was mad at myself on the Tesla. I ain't gonna say I was mad at myself. I was a little bit mad at myself, not a whole bunch. I was looking at Tesla today, and it was at like 441 when I was looking at it. I was like, bruh, looking at Tesla, bruh, we finna come down to the. I think I said 436. Where is it? Yeah, I said 436. Yeah, and it came below. It came lower than 436. It was at 441, 440, and I was just debating. I'm like, bruh, I kind of want to take these shorts. I just didn't get in, man. I just didn't get in with Tesla. I hesitated too long and it ended up dropping. Um, but looking at Tesla daily, let's go check it out. Tesla daily end up closing green. What the word? Oh, I'm on the 4. I was about to say I know that mug ain't closed green. I was about to say, Tesla daily. We're in a downtrend, just like in Nvidia. We're in a downtrend, so we should be expecting Tesla to come make that lower low. Got that high low, because we didn't make no higher high up here. So we should be expecting Tesla to come back down to that 420s area. Should be expecting it. Now it did. One thing I can say, it did fail to close below this daily gap. So failing to close below that gap, we should get some type of pullback, but it might come back and retest that gap again. So honestly, for the Bears, literally, I just say Bears in control. All y'all just went on a downtrend right now. Bulls, on the other hand, you kind of wait. You got to wait till we get above 445, 39 to potentially look for the longs. Or when we get down to 436, if we fail in to close below and start making an uptrend, you can look to take it back up. Okay? Going to that hourly. Pretty much, if you Bulls, this is where y'all would want to get in at if we can make an uptrend above this 436. This is where the Bulls will want to get in at. All we gotta do is make a higher high without making a lower low. So you got high, you can't break this low here. Well, not yeah, you can't break this low because we got green candle. So you gotta push up right here. Gotta push up in the morning, make that higher high. It does that, then you're looking to take it up to 442 because that's the first gap, then up to 443, then eventually up to 445. Bears though, like I said, Bears, all the Bears looking for is downtrend underneath this 436, to take it down to 433 potentially, and then next down to really 426 area. And really after 436, it really ain't too much over here to the left, unless it's farther back, but we ain't worrying about farther back. We're gonna mark that out. I'm not gonna mark this big gap out. Um, maybe we'll mark this out. I don't know. I'm not marking that big gap out. I know that. I put a line. Put a line there. Type hourly gap. All right. So drawing tools, long. If we make this uptrend, stop there. First target is here, but eventually you aim it up here. Shorts, on the other hand, want that downtrend underneath. Aiming for this hourly gap first. Aim for the hourly gap first, and then eventually if we can break the hourly gap, look for it to go down here to 426. Okay. I think that's it. So I'm gonna bring this Tesla up because I like Tesla chart and I like CrowdStrike chart. So we're bringing them up. Think though. I think that's all we're gonna do. Yeah, I think that's all we're gonna do. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go and call it, and y'all have a good